Hi, JD, Man of Faith 0526, or hashtag Davis Family of Six. Either way you want to look us up. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my day and just let you know how I was blessed today. I got to help a guy out with a key for his truck, and I got to go in and, his family invited me inside for a drink and to cool off while I was waiting for him to come back and pay me. And I got, it was a beautiful family environment. In fact, the father came over because it was his birthday. He's 69 today. Shout out to him. Sorry, I don't remember his name or anything. Sorry. But I was only there for a few minutes. But it was just a great family environment, and I haven't been around that in a long time. As you know, our family has been plagued with, for lack of a better word, a disease for almost 2 years now, and we're still trying to recover from that. But one of the other things I got to do today is there was three people in a car, and they were stuck at a light where they broke down. The hood was open and the jumper cables were out, and everybody was honking at them like they could move, which obviously they couldn't. So I did what I feel is the right thing. I cut across traffic and I helped them out. And then I went on about my day. And later on this evening, I was able to help someone else out that I thought was, in need. And I felt like it was a true blessing that, and they felt the same way, that God put me there to help them out. They were locked out of their car. I took a few minutes to unlock their car, and they thanked me, offered me money. I refused. Because it shouldn't be about money to help people. I love helping people. I love talking to people. I love talking to them about their faith. And she said how great God was to put me there at the right time, and I felt exactly the same way. I also got to talk to a family member of mine this evening that is showing a lot of anger, and the unwarranted anger. Unwarranted meaning that she has, that they have no reason to be angry with me. But they're feeding off someone else's resentment and inability to show forgiveness. And that's why I preach to you guys so much about forgiveness. Forgiveness is the number one thing that Jesus teaches us. We have to forgive others. And like I was talking to the girl up there at the gym this evening, she and I, we're talking about, conversations and how people just let go of their family or let go of their friends because of conflict, when all it takes is a conversation. You don't sit there and list everything that they do wrong, because I guarantee you both sides have something that they did wrong. It's never just one side. It's never he did this or she did this or she did this or she did this. It's never that way. There's always three sides. There's their side, your side, and then there's the truth in the middle. And really all that matters is the truth in the middle. The middle is all that matters. Throw away what they've done. Okay? And look at how graceful God is to forgive us every single day for everything we do wrong. Can you imagine if God carried a grudge? How many of us would even exist anymore? Think about it. How often does the average person sin against God? What if every time you sinned against God, he just got rid of you? Our population would be zero in about a day. We'd last maybe an hour, the entire world. So what gives us the right to show no forgiveness? What gives us the right to be above God? Nothing. We don't have the right to have these anger feelings and resentment and let it tear apart our families, our friendships, or whatever situation we're in. We need to work on keeping our friendships, keeping our family strong. The only person that's happy when a family is broken is Satan. Satan is sitting there in there talking to you every minute saying, you know what? Your brother did this. He took something out of your room. You should hate him. Or could we just say, well, Jesus said to show him grace. So what if he took something out of my room? Who cares? He's your brother. So what if your husband made you mad? He's your husband. Forgive him. So what if your wife spent 3 times as much money as she said she was going to at the mall? So what? She's your wife. Forgive her. There is nothing in the world that I would not forgive my spouse for. And there is nothing in the world that I will not forgive my children for. So I have to look at all these petty things that people hold against each other. What breaks up their family? What breaks up their friendship? What gives us the right to put ourselves above Jesus? He forgives us every single day. Look at his life. All his entire life, all he did was teach his Father's word. And what did he get for it? He was crucified for our sins. He didn't do anything wrong, but he paid the price for us. When are we going to start paying the price for each other? When are we going to use forgiveness and grace the way he teaches us? There's a van that's parked outside of our gym. I talked to the girl at the gym about it, and I think it should be banned from coming to any parking lot. It has a big, huge billboard on the side of it saying that they help you get rid of your relationships. And they use that derogatory D word that I will not use for when people give up on their relationships. It's got a big, huge billboard saying that they will plan it out for you. Who wants to be around someone who advertises the destruction of families, who tears apart lives, who makes children wish that they were never born, who makes children lose their families, who plans for them never to have birthdays and Christmases that they always thought that they would have? I say ban that van. In fact, get rid of that. What if that wasn't a choice? What if you chose to get mad and disown your brother or sister or whatever relationship? What if that was never a choice? What would we have to do then? I think we'd have to talk to each other. What if God made it where if you didn't resolve your arguments, resolve all your resentments, that you have 24 hours to live? Would you do it then? Would it be worth it then to just say, you know what? Let me solve all this. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't worth my life, because when you give up on something like that, you are really giving up on your life. I've talked to many people. I've talked to brothers that don't talk to each other anymore. Sisters that don't talk to each other anymore. And the older ones that I talk to, like senior citizens, they regret every single day that they didn't work it out. They're going to die with their sister or brother or husband or wife, not knowing that they regret every single thing that they said or did, because they didn't take the time to have a conversation. Isn't that what life's all about? Talking to each other, loving each other, love thy brother, love thy neighbor. Seems to me that's in the scripture. So we have a choice. We can follow God's rules and live in the teachings of Jesus. Or we can be resentful, evil, haters, who are instructed by demons and Satan to hold grudges, to blame people for our problems, to make accusations. Sure, there's things that people do wrong. But who of us can say that we were perfect? In fact, I want every married couple out there, and also the ones who gave up on yourself, gave up on the most important thing in your life, your marriage, or your kids, or whatever. I want you to look in the mirror and say to yourself, am I the perfect wife? Am I the perfect husband? Was I the perfect wife? Was I the perfect husband? Was I the perfect father? Was I the perfect mother? Am I the perfect mother? Am I the perfect dad? Brother, sister? You get the idea. I want you to look in the mirror. And if you can say that and know that God knows the truth, so if you lie, which if you said it, it would be a lie, it would be an absolute total lie. If you can't say that, then you have no right, in my opinion. You might say it different. I welcome any and all comments. But you have no right to not have that conversation, to do the right thing, to save your family, to save your friendships. Don't make tomorrow another mistake. It's painful for me as a Christian to see people talk about ghosting people, not talking to them. What immature, unknowledgeable person came up with these ideas? Sure, I see it on internet all the time. Well, the best thing you can do if somebody made you mad is just don't talk to them. Sooner or later, they'll stop trying to talk to you. If you stop paying attention to a clown, maybe he'll stop performing at one point. Really? What unknowledgeable person said that? And don't let me forget the word I don't like to use, in-laws and brother-in-laws and things like that, that forgive up on the families as well. Your job as an in-law, by the way, I use mom and dad for my in-laws, and brother for my brother-in-law, who's in Chicago. He's an artist. In fact, he's a professor in the Chicago area. At any rate, your job as a second brother or another mother or another father is to support the family that you brought into your life. If you just turn your back and watch things go wrong and do nothing, how can you look in the mirror and say that you're a Christian? How can you look in the mirror and say, this is what's best for my family? What, because you heard one side and didn't do the right thing and say, you know what? I don't care what they did. Have a conversation. Solve it. Because I truly don't care what they did. Could it be worse than what we do every day to God? Could it be worse than what we do every day to Jesus? Could it be worse than following Satan? I'm JD, man of faith. Agree, disagree. Please put in your input.